Hello and welcome to Catacris TV. These Catacris TV interviews we've been doing, these video type of interviews have been really a lot of fun. This is something we just launched in January of 2023. And I got to thank my good friend, Jason Lee Beckwith. Now, Jason is the drummer from Southern California's premier Kiss tribute band, Kissed Alive. And I've had the pleasure of interviewing him several times over the years. If you go on our YouTube page, you'll find many interviews he's done with me over the years talking about Kiss-related topics, his Kiss tribute band. Me and him have had a huge love for all things Kiss, and that's kind of our connection. And I got to thank Jason actually for launching a Catacris TV because late last year in 2022, he reached out to me and said, because you should really try to think about doing these video type of interviews. And I got to be real honest, I'm not too tech savvy. It took me a while to kind of embrace the idea of doing these type of interviews. It's something I've been wanting to kind of educate myself, on how to do. And so Jason told me, you know what? Let's give it a shot. Let's you and me just kind of do a practice session. And so late last year, we did just that. And we decided, okay, we're going to talk about the 30th anniversary of Kiss's album, Revenge from 1992. Of course, that was right around the time, Eric Carr died the previous year, the Kiss drummer, in 1991. And Eric Singer came on board to replace the late, great Eric Carr. And so we talked about Revenge and what a great album it was. And more than anything, by the time we got done doing that, Jason and me had so much fun doing it. I said, you know what? All these years of you and me having, our mutual love for all things Kiss, we've had a lot of fun doing these interviews. Let's step it up a little. You're so right, Jason Lee Beckwith. So another thing is, me and him always kind of joked about the fact that he's Jason and I'm Jason. So, So we got a new show that we launched, also around the same time in early January of this year. We started this show. We got on a schedule where we do about a new episode every 2 weeks, and we call it The Two Jasons. Pretty simple, yeah. But it's kind of our joke about, Jason, when we're talking. But again, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, the first episode we did, I found out during one of the interviews I did with Jason a couple of years back that besides being a huge Kiss fan, he's also a huge Van Halen fan. And so, in fact, an interview we did in the past was on talking all about how much he loved the Van Halen album 1984. And so, in episode 1 of The Two Jasons, we talked about his love for Van Halen. I became a Van Halen fan, and that was a lot of fun. And then in episode 2, we talked a little bit about, Bob Ezrin's career as a producer. We were where, of course, he produced great Kiss albums like, Destroyer, Revenge. He also worked on The Elder, which wasn't the greatest Kiss album. We talked a little bit about that. We talked about the fact that he's had a 50-year career, working with Alice Cooper and Pink Floyd and other bands. And so we did a whole show on that. And then also did a show on me and Jason each picked like our top 5 live albums, of all time. So you can check that out as well. Episode 4 we did was on, again, it was a Kiss related show. We did 2 parts. Now, the first part we decided, okay, we talk about a classic TV appearance by Kiss in 1979 on the Tom Snyder Show. And anybody's Kiss fan, you can even go on YouTube and type in Kiss on the Tom Snyder Show, and it will come up, and it's just hysterical. It's a real fun show to look back on. So we did that, and then there's a little bit of controversy going on with, original Ace guitarist Ace Frehley. He went on Eddie Trunk's show. It was quite controversial, so we talked a little bit about that. And then just this last week, we did episode 5 on the 40th anniversary of Motley Crue's Shout at the Devil album. And then we also talked about all the latest Motley Crue news, and that includes, fact that John 5 is now in Motley Crue, Mick Mars is out there, and then we talk a little bit about the Mick Mars lawsuit and our thoughts on that. And then, of course, just days before we did that episode, it was announced John Corabi was back in the Dead Daisies. So it is the latest episode of the Two Jasons. Me and Jason Lee Beckwith, we were talking about, okay, hey, fact Motley Crue has just announced they are finished recording, their first new studio album in years, first album to feature new guitarist John 5. So we were saying, okay, we got that to look forward to, a new Motley Crue album. Maybe Mick Mars will finally get his long-awaited solo album out. So Motley fans have that to look forward to. And then, of course, John Corabi being back with the Dead Daisies. Hey, I think any Motley Crue John Corabi fans out there probably looking forward to a new album by the Dead Daisies as well. So we got quite a bit to look forward to. And I just felt the need to kind of give a shout out to my good friend Jason Lee Beckwith, because I really enjoy doing the Two Jasons with him. It's a lot of fun. And what's made it so much fun is so often in the past, because we had that connection, that bond, our love for Kiss, most of the conversations we talked about kind of centered around Kiss. And we're still going to talk about Kiss from time to time, but we're also going to talk about a lot more other things than just Kiss. And, Jason Lee Beckwith, he's a real warrior, I got to tell you. I mean, his Kiss tribute band, Kiss Alive, I urge you guys to go check them out on Facebook. If they come to your town, they're going to have some shows coming up. This summer, go check the band out live. Like I said, the premier Kiss tribute band here in Southern California. There's some other ones too, but man, Jason, I mean, in his role as Peter Criss, he's killing it, and I got to tell you, I'm so glad my friend Jason Lee Beck was still doing it. He was telling me just the other day when we did the new episode, in episode 5, he was telling me that Kiss Alive is going to celebrate its 20th year this year. I mean, man, 2 decades. Can you believe it? And they're still out there doing it. So I gotta love it. And a few years back, I mean, Jason Lee Beckwith, in one of our past interviews, he shared with us that at one of his shows, a few years back, while on stage, he suffered a heart attack. And man, he came out the other side. I'm glad he's still here, able to do what he does. And again, I just felt the need to give Jason Lee Beckwith a huge shout out here, because he's really responsible for the launch of Chaotic Riffs TV, and that if he had not given me that nudge, I don't know that we would even be doing this today. And so I've just had so much fun doing these interviews. I want to thank him for his contribution, because like I said, I'm not too tech savvy, but if it not been for Jason Lee Beckwith, we would not be doing the Two Jasons. And I've just had so much fun doing this. So from time to time, we're going to be giving you guys these little updates on what's going on with the site. So thanks for tuning in, and be sure you go to our YouTube page, you subscribe, so you'll know when we have a new interview. And we're posting stuff almost daily. And so please subscribe, because I tell you, there's no shortage of material. We got over 700 interviews and shows posted up on our YouTube page. So you've got plenty of stuff to check out that's already posted. And like I said, there's plenty of new stuff on the way. I'm doing interviews almost daily. We're scheduling new interviews almost daily. So thanks for checking out Chaotic Riffs Magazine and Chaotic Riffs TV. We're here to serve you guys, and keep it rocking. Thanks. We'll see you real soon.